Hey everyone, I hope you are having a wonderful time. Today I'm going to review this JBS Synthesis L175th Anniversary Edition speaker in my system. I've been using these speakers for a while, about a little over 2 months now. They are totally fully broken in, and it took me a while to get them ready for my review. Even though I did the back-to-back comparison with L100 after like a month or so of having these speakers. These speakers are one of the hardest one to break in because out of the box I try a few songs, like 3 different songs that I try usually. So what happened is out of the box there is nothing. It just muffled and congested sound. Usually my break-in process, I put them in empty room that I don't use. So I cover with the blanket and I play them 24 hours streaming, or either just play with my computer using old amplifier and normal loudness like 65 dB range. So I left them in the room for like 5 to 7 days and before I really sit down and listen to it. What I like about them is the unique design, come with the stand and JS120 I believe, and these are retail for $5,500 in United States and only 250 pairs available for US and 50 pairs for Japan. So I don't know how many pairs for other countries. Come with this very unique high quality teak wood veneer, really nice 12-inch driver, which is totally different than the one that they use in L100 Classic series. And mid-range and high frequency drivers are the same. High frequency adjustable knobs and mid-range adjustable knobs that come standard. I use them, measure them at the standard, the dot that they set from the factory. This pair has been really good experience, and then they are very sensitive to pairing components. As usual, I pair them with my Denon PMA SX11, Sony HAB-Z1 ES serving as a music server using Mogami cables, and this Denon DP47F automatic turntable with DL301 Mark II low output MC cartridge connected to this PMA SX11 CR type phono stage. Also, I pair them with the Musician Audio Aquarius R2 deck, but it doesn't work well with this JBL speakers. The reason is it gets really forward and it introduces your brightness in upper mid-range area, so which really big turn off for me for that synergy wise pairing that DAC and these speakers in my system. Although I use that Aquarius DAC when I'm comparing with KEF R11 speakers, which in favor of KEF R11, by the way, because it works really well with KEF R11. Even that JBS sounded superior in my opinion. But if I switch to the Sony HAB-Z1 ES, its sound is more refined and much darker background with much more pleasant sound with more refinement I can hear in overall frequency range. Drivers integration, frequency response, as I measure here for in-room response from right in front of the speakers to my listening position, the frequency response is very good. I mean, from my listening position, as a Dr. Tu stated in his book, that's how it should be. In-room response is very nice and very good. Bass response could be a little better, but I can totally accept that. And cabinet is not that deep, and as well as front-ported design usually have a less bass response than the rear-ported design in general, but it may have a more taut and fast and more articulate bass response that you will hear. Playing loud with heavy bass music, I don't hear noticeable port noise from these speakers. Very clean and very good sound out of that lower frequency range, or even if I crank it up to like 95, 98 dB range, it can totally handle that without any constraint, or nothing is holding back. Openness and totally engaging soundstage that it can produce in my room. This speaker is really game-changing experience for me in terms of refinement, soundstage, and depth and dispersion, as well as holographic notes and vocals and everything that I can hear from my listening position. The notes will float around in the air with really nice space and really good spacious notes with nice amount of air and openness to it without holding anything back. It also sounds very smooth and natural, as well as engaging tonality. It's slightly warmish sound signature from mid-range to upper mid-range area with very good, very well extended high frequency extension with incredible amount of detail that you will hear. Instrument separation is so good that you will forget you are listening to your speaker, regardless of what loudness level. This speaker is not only, it can play loud, it can also play low without holding anything back, meaning that you are playing music with conversation level loudness 50-55 dB range in that region. It can totally reproduce high resolution, good quality sound in that low level music listening. So this speaker is totally great in that regard. If you are after that kind of speaker, this is it. I mean, you just need to have a good pairing component. I mean, they can totally deliver low level listening like no others in this price point. And the placement is very easy. So my placement is like tweeter to tweeter is about 8 feet apart and slide toe in, nothing major. I prefer slide toe in for better stereo image with deeper soundstage. So I prefer deeper soundstage than the wider soundstage. If I put them straight, the soundstage with it a bit wider. This is just perfect positioning in my room in terms of bass response, sound staging, and stereo image, and really nice depth to overall sound that it can produce in my room. This JBL L100 build quality is very good using this kind of high quality teak wood veneer with vibration inside. As you can see the inside video as I recorded here, inside they use the better crossover parts as well as totally different bass driver. This 12-inch driver is very different than the one that they use in regular L100 Classic. Overall quality is really good. I'm really loving this teak wood veneer with really good natural looking without much of a gloss to it, with a natural wood sheen to it. And the whole package is instrument like build quality with very nice design in my opinion. Although I wish they have the mirror finish on each other, but the stereo image is totally shows the design theory. Even though they don't have a mirror image or higher positioning like some speakers offering, but that stereo image is as good as any, if not better. This is one of the best JBL speaker with great stereo image, given the look, given the design, plus the sound quality that you are getting. In my opinion, it worth every cent that you will ever spend, because this one gonna stay in your system probably forever. So that's how good their sound is. So they tend to like neutral sounding components, transparent sounding components. So you don't want to pair them with forward sounding components, even for digital to analog converter. This is the one of the speakers that draws you into the music, regardless of what type of music you listen to. This is non-genre sensitive. You can throw Dua Lipa, you can throw Pink Floyd, doesn't matter, they will sound great. Since I have very diverse music collection from like Grateful Dead to Dylan to like modern day Taylor Swift and everything, nothing sounded as good as this speaker throwing all different genre of music. That is my point. This speaker is non-genre sensitive. It will bring you great quality sound like no others. It can bring you resolution like no others. Like speaker costing this much should be doing that, but some speaker cannot, simply because some speakers sound only great at high volume level. This speaker is not. This speaker can brings you any loudness level with great sound quality. So this Quadrex black grill come with the gold JBL logo. I like the grill design and everything. Everything is detailed here. Teak wood veneer is applied to the grill frame as well. As you can see, this is like old school JBL signature Quadrex grill from 1970. I don't use the grill most of the time in all of my speakers. They look good with the grill, but I prefer without the grill in sound quality. So all my music listening and in-room response measurement I did with the this factory set position on these knobs, but I did a few changes to binding post because I didn't like the way that it holds my banana plug. So what I did was I replaced the original binding post with Vibox Audio pure copper rhodium plated binding post, which hold much better positioning and much stronger. You can totally reuse the original JBL jumpers with that Vibox Audio binding post. I tried that, but I didn't like the way they sound together. So what I ended up using was the Audio Crest jumper cable that uses the Canary 4S11 speaker wire. So I used that jumper cable. I also tried the Vibox Audio flat twisted ribbon speaker wires. So that is 17 gauge cable that really nice looking. It's very neutral and transparent sound, but upper frequency lacks a little bit of refinement compared to my reference speaker wires, so which is I built it and designed it my own. This JBL L175 is totally responsive to any small minor changes. When I change it to the Vibox Audio binding post, what I can notice was that a little bit of glare and a little bit of tiny bit of brightness that I experience time to time in upper range of frequency, that is totally gone. Sound is a little bit smoother and slightly warmer than original, still retaining all good things that come with this 75th anniversary edition. It's only get rid of that unwanted brightness. Okay, the unwanted brightness that time to time bothers me with some recording. For example, when I listen to the modern music such as Olivia Rodrigo music, it totally enjoyable experience. You can throw any kind of music. It will reproduce with incredible authoritative control and openness without constraining any notes other than lowest of the notes that it may not be able to produce. Tonally accurate, musically engaging, voices and vocals are as good as it can be, because three-dimensional like holographic stereo image that it can create. Probably this is one of the better sounding speaker with great stereo image, as well as retaining studio monitor like accurate sound reproduction with good quality monitoring experience like you may have experience in Pro Audio, but still give you musically engaging tonality with smooth and engaging sound signature like many audiophiles are crazed for. So this is the speaker of both ends. Okay, this is the speaker that deliver from best of both ends: speed, accuracy, dynamic range, and attack, and everything combined. I don't think we can do any better in this price point. Incredibly musical, tonally accurate, engaging sound signature that we can listen to all day long. So I can be playing really loud, okay, 95, 96 dB range, and I don't feel any brightness. That's how good this speaker and this combination in my system. I really like the way that it can introduce you another dimension of musical enjoyment, because we used to many small drivers. When I switch to these 12-inch bass driver, what I like about them is really engaging, articulate bass quality. The low end responds like no others. I'm totally digging the look. I'm totally enjoying the sound. Let's say if you have a regular L100 Classic, these speakers are not the same in terms of sound quality, refinement, and overall sound reproduction, and especially bass quality and mid-range quality is totally improved, more refined, and more engaging sound. JBL L100 Classic 75th is best speaker ever produced by JBL in modern day history, in my opinion, especially when they're using this titanium dome tweeter and this kind of studio monitor like three-way design Bookshare speakers. Okay, this is the speakers that must have for music lovers. It has the dynamic attack and like speed and accuracy like no other speakers can offer, especially speakers such as from Harbath. They are great speaker, incredibly musical, engaging speaker to listen, but at times you may feel like they are a bit slow and not as responsive or not as dynamic as you may prefer. So if you are a person like me, this speaker could be great buy. This is the speakers that totally changed my music enjoying experience. Studio monitor like accurate sound, best audio 5 speaker like engaging tonality that really get you into enjoying your music. So this is the best of both ends and probably best speaker ever JBL introduced in modern day history. If you are after great sounding, really good musical sounding speaker, like real life like music like you are playing, this speaker can totally introduce you that kind of dimension, because this speaker, the cabinet and the whole package is the highlight. These three drivers, this front port and the cabinet work at the whole. There is no star of the show. Star of the show is the whole package. This combination that totally brings you that kind of music enjoying experience. That is my review, my friend. I totally love the way it looks. I totally love the way it sounds. So this speaker gonna stay here for long in my room. Highly recommend you to try it if you can stay get it. I'm feeling very lucky that I had a chance to review them. I had a chance to listen them every day here in my system. Highly recommend that wholeheartedly, my friend. Thank you very much for watching and happy listening.
How many times have I let him slide away? So great. On the bass, Mr. Toriboy Keisuke-san. On the guitar, Onima Yosuke-san.